Okay, so when you first spawn in to Rust, you'll spawn in a random location on the map. And here's a quick little overview of the map. Here's the playable area. I'm not really sure how accurate that is, but it's about what it is, give or take. And so the first thing I like to do is when I spawn in, I try to get up high, get up somewhere so I can look down, see where I'm at. As you can see, there's a road that runs through the area. It kind of loops around. I look for the road, and so I'll get myself up on top of a hill and I'll look around and try to get my bearings a little bit. I've surveyed the area and this looks like a good place to start. You can see the big mountain in the background, which is a good landmark in case I die. I need to find where I'm starting again. The first thing you're going to do is use your stone and start collecting wood, and you can see down here on your hotbar you have different items, so you press the corresponding number to activate the item, and on the left hand side in the bottom corner in the chat window you can see that I am indeed collecting wood. Now each tree only has certain amounts of wood, usually about 12-13 pieces. So to open up your inventory, just press tab on your keyboard and you can see that we've collected some wood. And we're just going to continue collecting resources out in the world so that we can get the shelter that we need. There are rocks, wood, and also things that you collect from animals out in the world, and that's what we're going to do right now. Here we have well, I guess now's a good time to mention that everybody starts out very naked in Rust, so don't be alarmed when a naked man runs past you or towards you. So I would avoid contact at all costs in the beginning. 99% of people are not friendly. This guy just requested that I kill him, so I went ahead and did that. Now if you see a backpack like this, make sure you check it because that's what players drop when they die. So check their backpack just in case they have any useful resources inside. One of the first things I like to do is make a stone hatchet. Hatchet is much quicker when it comes to farming for your resources. And to craft that, you can open up your crafting window. And to do that, just bring up your inventory. And if it doesn't automatically open up, you can access the craft tab at the top of your screen right here. And you can toggle it on and off. And once it's open, it will show you, when you click on an item, it'll show you what you need for it, basically the recipe. And once you click craft, it will give you a timer and show you how long it'll take to make. Notice how when you're crafting and moving at the same time, you move at a very slow pace. So be aware of that. You can move around while crafting, but it'll slow you down. So now that we're finished, we're going to pop this down into our hotbar. We're going to press the corresponding number, and that will equip the item. And I'll show you how much quicker it is compared to the rock. So as you can see, it's much quicker, and that's why I like to make one as quick as I can. Another resource that you want to get early on is some food. In the bottom right hand corner you can see that there is a food meter, and that will slowly work its way down as you move about the world and burn calories. So you want to hunt some animals. I recommend hunting boar or elk as they will not attack you. And what you want to do is you want to press crouch and sneak up on the animal, and that'll also prevent other animals from aggroing onto you, such as the bear and wolf that were near this pig. So I'm just going to keep on hacking away until we get this guy down. And once he's down, what we're going to do is we're going to hack at him the same way we would a tree and a rock. So I have a bear chasing me. I'm going to go ahead and lose him. Come back, and again we're going to hack at the animal. The bottom left hand corner will show us what resources we are gaining with each hit. And I've got the bear on me again, so I'm just going to forget about that. Here you can see I'm actually taking damage because my food meter has reached 0, which is why it's important to get out, kill a couple of animals, and get some food. Now to cook your food, you're going to need a fireplace. So I crafted a fireplace. It takes 5 wood to do so, really easy. And I'm going to put it down in my hotbar, hit the number, and I'm going to place it in the world. To place things inside of the fireplace, you have to open it up. So you hold in E while looking at it. Hold it down, and you can see that it's already got 5 wood in it. I'm going to put my meat into the cook slot, and then I'm going to tap E to ignite it. So you hold E to open the inventory of the fireplace. You tap E to ignite it or extinguish it. I'm going to hurry and actually eat a raw chicken so that I'll stop taking damage. You can split items, any stack, by right-clicking and selecting split, and then you can right-click it and eat it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's not as beneficial to me as a cooked version, but it'll at least hold me over while some more of them finish cooking. After you wait a few seconds, open up your fireplace and you will have some cooked meat ready for you to consume. I'm going to eat both of these. That will fill up my food meter and give me the calories I need to continue. So I've now acquired enough wood to build myself a wooden shelter. Now these are just temporary. Don't plan on using this long term because they're very easy to destroy and get inside. So here I have the wood shelter, and I can pop it down into my hotbar, and once again I can press the button to activate it. Anywhere it's green I can place it. So I just choose where I want it. I'm actually going to put it over my fireplace so that my fireplace is inside of it, and left click and it will place it into the world. So here we have a nice little safety shack, and I'm going to need a door for that. The only door we have the ability to make right now is a wooden door, so we're going to go ahead and craft that, and we are going to place it onto our shack. The next thing I'm going to do is build a bow and arrow so that I can go hunt animals. And the reason for this is that we need to make a sleeping bag as soon as possible. And to make a sleeping bag we need cloth. Animals are a great resource to find cloth. So I've made my bow and I've made some arrows, and I'm just going to hunt. Once again, I'm going to try to find animals that are not going to attack me, which are the elk and the pigs. So I got an elk here and a pig. Once I've killed the animal, again, I'm just going to harvest it the same way I would harvest anything else. And I'm going to go ahead and finish this pig off. This should give us enough cloth to make our sleeping bag. As soon as you have a shelter, you really want to get a sleeping bag down as quickly as possible because it acts as a spawn beacon, essentially. So if you die, you'll have the option to spawn at your campsite. If you do not have a sleeping bag down, then you will not be able to spawn at your campsite. So it just makes it a lot easier when you die. And in this game, you will die a lot if you're in a PvP server. So plan on that happening frequently, especially when you're just starting out. So I want to get a sleeping bag down as soon as you get a shelter down. So now we've got a nice little wood shack going. We've got ourselves a sleeping bag down. We are now going to make a storage box, and we're going to place it down inside. It does exactly what it sounds like it does. It is used for storage. So we can put all the items that we don't want to be running around with inside of the storage box. And we're just going to continue doing what we've been doing, and that's gathering resources. So you want to find rocks, you want to find wood piles. Wood piles are a much quicker way to get wood as compared to trees. So if you find a wood pile, you definitely want to get on that as soon as you can. We're going to need a lot of wood to build a decent shelter, so you need to harvest as much as you can, and we turn this wood into wooden planks, and then these wooden planks are used to build parts to our house. So I'm going to build a foundation right away, and it costs 8 planks, which right now is essentially 80 pieces of wood. It can be costly and it takes a little while to get all this wood, but if you find those wood piles, it can go much quicker than if you were just to harvest wood from trees alone. Once we have our foundation built, we place it in the world using the same method that you use for anything else. Also built a couple of wood pillars. You need pillars in order to put walls up. So I've built 2 pillars and a foundation, but I still need a lot more wood so that I can finish this up. Another item that you want to make when you can is a furnace. To make a furnace, you'll need stones, low-grade fuel, and some wood. The purpose of a furnace is to smelt the ore that you've been finding and harvesting. There are two different types of ore. There are metal ore and there are sulfur ore. Sulfur ore will turn into sulfur, and metal ore will turn into metal fragments when you smelt them. So I've went ahead and made a furnace here. I'm going to place it inside of my shack, and you access it the same way you would access a fireplace. You hold in E, and that will bring up the inventory of the furnace, and you tap E if you want to ignite it. Just like a fireplace, you need to give it some wood so that it'll burn. And I'm going to pull the ore out that I've stashed away. I'm going to put it inside of the furnace and hit E to ignite it. So now that will cook the ore and it will eventually turn it into usable resources. You can also see here I've built some more parts for our proper shelter that we are trying to build. So I'm just going to get those ready in my hot bar down here, and we will go outside and we'll just go ahead and add them down onto our build. Now once I have those up, I can put my walls up, and you want to be careful because once you put something down, it's going to be there permanently. It's very difficult to remove, so just be careful with the way you design your shelter. I'm going to put my doorway facing my shack. And so we're looking pretty good. We have everything we need. We still need a ceiling, and the most important part, we still need a metal door. We really don't want to put a wooden door on our shelter because they're just too easy to break. It only takes about 200 hits with a pickaxe or a hatchet to break that door down. So we want a metal door, but to build a metal door we need a workbench. I'm going to go ahead and craft a workbench for us here. And I'm going to put it down in our new shelter because I don't really have room for it in this one. Again, workbenches are needed to build certain items such as guns and the metal door, along with some other stuff that you need to craft. And when you look at a recipe for an item, it will tell you if you need a workbench for it or not. At this point, I like to make a gun and some bullets. So I use the sulfur and charcoal that I have to make gunpowder, and I use the metal fragments to make a gun and to make bullets for the gun. The purpose for this is we do not know how to make a metal door. It's not part of the default crafting items. So we need to go out and find blueprints for a metal door. A great place to look for blueprints are the non-player made settlements that you will come across. And these places will have loot crates that you can look inside for blueprints and other items. There are also zombies that spawn in these areas, and zombies will drop loot as well when you kill them. So that's what we're going to do. Here we are. Here's our first zombie. You want to try to shoot them in the head at all costs. Here you can see that I panic and waste 3 bullets on this zombie. And if you shoot them in the head, they will die much quicker. One shot to the head on the red shirt zombies and it will kill them. Now these areas are radiated, so you'll pick up radiation. The longer you stay in them, the higher your radiation count will get. Here's a crate that spawned in, so we're going to check that, see what it has. It just has some shotgun shells. As the radiation climbs, you'll see in the bottom right hand corner a number. You'll have a rad number. Once this number reaches 500, you will start to take damage. So you can't stay in there very long, especially when you're just a naked caveman. So we're going to get out of there for now. On that last zombie that I killed, I actually picked up some C4, so I'm going to show you how that works. Just like anything else, we're going to place it on a surface that we want to use it on. It's got a timer, so we're going to clear out. It's going to blow that wooden door off, and we can access inside. Unfortunately, I picked a bad shack to blow the doors off of. As you can see, it doesn't have anything. So here I am. Now I'm just running into these buildings looking for loot crates. Here's a couple of them in a player backpack. And here's a metal door blueprint, and I'm immediately going to right-click on the blueprint, and it gives me the option to study. And the reason I do that is if I were to die, then I would still have learned the ability to make a metal door. Whereas if I just would have left with the blueprint, I could have died and maybe lost it, which means I would have had to go back and find another one. So now here we have a metal door, and we've crafted it. We're going to go ahead and place it down on the ground here, and we are finished. We have got a finished shelter. Now this shelter is much stronger than the little wooden shack, and it'll be a lot harder for people to get into. So it's a good starting point, and I'm gonna move my items over into it. Gonna put my sleeping bag down. Gonna build a couple of storage boxes, and I'm going to continue harvesting materials and just expand onto this one-room house. I hope this video has been helpful, and just remember that Rust is a horrible world filled with terrible people. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments, feel free to post anything below, and I'll do my best to answer them, and good luck.